Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Sunday and it is time for our lesson of the week. Now I know I said that I was going to teach y'all how to use the water-based markers, and to be honest with you, I don't have the confidence in my own abilities to actually use them properly. I do find that I am lacking in that ability or confidence. So I don't feel it's right that I teach you how to use something that I myself am absolutely horrible at using. I don't want to create, I don't want to have you use something the way I've shown you how to use it and end up completely ruining what you're doing because I said to use it that way. So with that being said, I am not going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit more into what October is, and that is Halloween things. We're going to look at how to make things glow a little bit more with the neon pencils out of your pencil sets that you may find that you never use. So this is a page out of Fedorables, and it's this one here. So this one is the 4 books in 100 designs collection, and this is called Fading Away. This is done by Selena Finesh, and she's a fantastic artist, and we're going to add different features to this to make it glow with that neon. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of different colors here. So in the bottom here, I'm using the Tong Fu pencils. And I'm going to put a very light layer of this green black color. I guess it would help if I actually zoomed you into what I was doing. So I zoomed it out so you could see the whole page, and then I started coloring at the very bottom of the page. How rude. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to cover all of the area that we're going to color with our normal color. We are going to leave a thin area and we're not going to be making this extremely heavy because we're going to be coming over this with our neon colors. Now, the closest neon colors I had to take out were my Felissimo. You can use any neon pencils for this. You don't need the expensive ones. The Felissimos do not work any better than, say, the Brute Puners, the Castle Arts, any of the fluorescent neon colors in your pencil sets. Now you can do this with regular colors as well. Just use the brightest colors available, yellows, greens, bright blues, that sort of thing. I like using neon colors for this because they do give that iridescent glow look. I know this is probably the boringest, coloring thing that you've seen in a while, but we gotta get this part done first. We gotta get the boring part done first, and I should have maybe done it before we came on. But I wanted to show you how I do this. Now the graveyard itself is going to be fairly dark, but we want to give it that a little bit of a green glow coming from below because the ghosts are coming up out of the graveyard. So we want to give it that bit of a green glow. Like I said, this is a light layer. I'm not pushing really hard. I'm letting the paper come through, and there is a reason for that. I'll show you here in just a moment. As soon as I get this part done. So I hope everybody's had a wonderful weekend. It's been busy here trying to get everything back into order after having the weekend off last week and being away from home. Still haven't gotten everything done, but yeah, I spent the morning making cookies. My husband had a sweet tooth, and with the diabetes, he's not supposed to have sugar, so I was changing recipes to create something that he would enjoy that doesn't have a high glycemic sugar content. I have had to do that with recipes for myself for years now, so it's not too difficult anymore. It used to be really hard, but it's not as bad anymore. And of course, his tastes are different than mine because I've been eating the stevia and the plant-based sugars now for sugar replacements, I should say, for years now. So for me, it's a little bit different. I have ones that I really like and ones that I don't. And for him, it's all a whole new thing. So, all right, now we've got that down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a neon blue and we're going to go over top of the black color. And I'm not going all the way up to the top. I'm just doing a light layer. Went a little too heavy over on this corner, but that's all right. Right now I just want to get enough color on there to show you that it's darker and how to make it glow into the night sky. And this is the page that we're going to concentrate on this week, or this month I should say. And we're going to work on this part here, making the graveyard glow today. And then next weekend we'll make the ghosts glow, and we'll do the translucency of the ghosts and how to make them glow. And then we'll do the translucency of our ascending spirit of our little girl here. And then we'll do the moon and the sky behind them and show how to make that glow permeate into that sky. I haven't used my Felissimos, but they do have a but they do have a really good selection of neon colors. They have an entire set of 20, so, or 25, 20, yeah, 20. So there's definitely a good selection of those colors. All right, now we're going to take our green. So whatever neon green you have, bring it into the sky area here. Make sure you go into the graveyard as well. So anything that's sticking up, go over it with that grain. And as you build that color, it will start showing a glow, especially once you put the night sky behind it. That glow will show out. And I'll show you how to transition it here in just a moment. And then we'll finish off the bottom part, making it much darker. Now you ask, do I need to use the blue? Because some neon colors don't come with a blue. So no, you don't need to use the blue. I use the blue just so that I have a little bit of the same type of pencil coming through, so that I have something for it to grab hold of. Sometimes it's easier to blend the same kind of pencil into something and get a good blend than it is to blend different types of pencil together. And putting that blue down gives us that darker green blend. But still keeps it that neon. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. We are doing Halloween stuff this month, so we're doing different pumpkins, different creepy, ghouly type pages. I have not done a TBC for this month because of the holiday and the vacation and the doctor's appointments and that sort of thing. This month I'm just literally going to wing it. So if you are watching the channel this month expecting me to show you a TBC or to be colored, I'm not going to be doing that this month because of the fact that I just don't know what I'm going to have time for, and I don't want to commit myself to something that I don't have time for. I know that I'm going to try to do Shannon's bingo, but I'm going to really try to do it. But I can't guarantee that even that's going to get done. All right, so we've got our sky glow going here, so the glow from the graveyard coming out. Now we're going to take a darker color, and I'm going to sharpen this just a little bit. Just so I can get a bit of a sharper edge here. And we're just going to go down at the edge and into the shadowy areas. So this is just a darker fluorescent green. So this one is actually called Ecstatic Haze. The Felismos have such great color names. And I'm not doing a heavy line of it outside of the lines, just enough to give it that transition from the dark into the lighter um, glow, the lighter green glow. And like I said, you can do this with, say, lime green or a lemon yellow mixed with a green, and then you do the spring green or a brighter light green on the edge, and you can get the same effect. The one thing I like about the neon pencils is it has a little bit more translucency, so it shows the color behind it a little bit more than if you were to use it as if you were to use a regular color. It gives a little bit more of that bright. Maybe it's because I'm from the 80s. I don't know. I just like neon colors. I like the glow neon colors give things. And we'll be looking more at how to use neon colors in coloring things like potion bottles and things like that. The brighter colors that we typically won't use in darker colorings, and using them as a forefront. I know a lot of people really shun neons or really don't like using them, and it's because they are a little bit choppy. Sometimes they're hard to lay down, and they sometimes don't look right, especially if you're trying to use them on something that isn't typically neon. You will find that it doesn't sit right with you visually. But when you're using them in things such as this that glow or that sort of thing, it does give it that little bit of extra life in the color. And now we're going to go back with our dark color. And we're going to start adding a heavy layer all the way up to the bottom of the neon. The blue is going to be blended into this black, blue, green color at the bottom. And this pencil is needing to be sharpened. And of course I've got the roll of the book at the edge here. Now you could do this with black as well. I find that doing it with the green black or the dark green gray color, it gives it more depth than just black. And I'm just doing really big long ovals, filling in that white spot. Now I'm not going to go around her little bit there because we're going to actually make that glow as well, but we're going to make that glow with a different color. So we're just going to leave that light around that area. Some sets come with multiple neon colors. You can actually get an entire set of, I think, 50 neon colors. Some of them I just don't find are neon. I actually use them in regular coloring. But the blues and the purples and the pinks and that sort of thing are actually great to have, especially if you're coloring something that you want to have that fluorescent glow, whether it's a sign, the graveyard, a plant in the night, all of those things you can, even if you want to make a flower glow, those neon colors help out a lot with adding that fluorescent, bright, glowy color. So don't underestimate the use of your fluorescents, even in regular pictures. It doesn't have to be a Halloween picture. Even in regular pictures, you can utilize that glow for, especially if you're doing a dark, cavernous area. Now we're going to take the blender and we're just going to blend this. And what's going to happen is that blue is going to start coming through. And it's going to start showing up a little bit. This paper isn't the best, but it is what it is. And I think I need a new blender. I think my stubby's almost done. Now the reason why I kind of want this a little bit lighter, but I still want it dark, compared to a black up at the top where we're going to do the sky and that sort of thing. The reason why I want this to be a little bit lighter is because we're going to have it contrast that black. We're going to have it glowing under that black. We don't want it to blend into it. Just sharpening this blender here. And bringing that color all the way in. Now the only thing with coloring in a coloring book without taking the page out, especially a really thick book like this, is it does cushion the page a little bit, which makes you press a little bit harder to get that blend. I find anyway. I find I press harder if I'm in the book. And it probably isn't necessary. Now I'm going to not blend all the way up to tail there because, like I said, we're going to be adding a different glowing color there. I guess it's not really a tail, the end of her ghostliness. There we go. Now, I've not seen very many ghosts that actually have that lack of legs, but yeah. Now, the blender is really important in this situation because you don't want to put too much color down. You do want to be able to blend it together, but you have enough color down to blend it together, but you don't want it too dark. You want that blue to be able to come through a little bit, as well as the green gray. And then as you get into the headstones, you want that neon color to shine through. Again, I'm in that edge of the book, which makes it a little bit more difficult too. Alright, and it's almost smooth enough. And we're going to come up this way. I'm not going to blend into the sky because we're going to be adding more color into that, and I don't want to end up with a white edge. We want to be able to see that glow coming up into the sky. I am getting to the edges of the tombstones though. Basically what I'm doing is I'm blending all these colors together, but I'm also burnishing the page in these areas. So even if I go over these areas, I'm not going to be able to get as much color, if any, onto those areas. Because of the fact that this paper is really thin, burnishing is very quick to do. So when you are blending, even if you're blending really, really lightly, sometimes it will burnish that page where you will not be able to get very much more color onto it. So make sure that you have as much color on there as you want it to have before you start using a blender on it, especially if you're coloring in a coloring book. Don't go over areas that you don't want to, that you want to add more color to. Because the burnisher will, or the blender, will make it so you can't add any more color. Now we want color to come off of here as well as here, so I'm not going to blend those areas. But we are going to blend up into here. Okay. And we're going to take our brush, dust all that off, and then we're going to zoom out so you can see. So as you can see, the graveyard has that glow. Now, I strongly suggest using neon colors. Of course, you can definitely use colors such as a bright green. For example, in the Tong Fu, there's a yellow grass green and a turmeric green. Both have that bright green to it, yellow green to it. However, they don't have that fluorescent glow. So if I was to take the, let's see if I have the bright grass green out. No, I don't. So the turmeric green, as you can see, is a really, really bright green. And let's see if we have anything that has where I'd want it to be glowy and green. This part of the book is fantastic for, so if I was to come off of this little ghost here, let's say, as you can see, it is still a yellow, bright, glowy color, but it's a yellow, it's not this green. So it doesn't have the same effect as if I was going to use a fluorescent green. So if I do the fluorescent green on this side, you can see the difference between those two. I'll zoom you in so you can actually see the differences. So even though you have that bright color there, it's more of a yellow compared to the bright green, which is a little bit more translucent than the bright yellow green. So you can definitely use those colors, but I do suggest using a fluorescent because of the fact that you do get that glow, whether it's a green, a yellow, that sort of thing. Now I'm going to erase this because I'm going to be putting a different color glow on there. And the fluorescent erases a little bit easier than the regular pencil, just saying. Just gotta get my eraser out here. The AFMAT eraser, electric eraser, is a fantastic tool for removing unwanted color in unwanted areas. Be very careful with it though. You can erase through your paper. So be gentle with your AFMAT. So the color that I am going to use for the ghosts is a yellow. And it's the same ordeal, same idea. We're going to go around the ghosts with the yellow. Now the ghosts themselves are going to be white, but we're going to add little bits of the yellow into their areas so that they can glow like so. Now we have a darker one here as well. Now one of the things about a fluorescent pencil is that, like I said, they are a lot more wax, so they do have a little bit of choppiness to them. They do have a little bit of waxiness to them, and that's one of those things that a lot of people really don't like about them. So if you just keep on blending that together and building it up, you will find that that waxiness does blend away and does work into what you want it to do. And then we're going to take our white. Actually, first we're going to take a little bit of this blue. And the reason why we're going to use the blue is for shadow under the white. And I put the shadow on the wrong side, but that's okay, because it's just going to show the moon color coming through. And the moon we're going to do blue, so now you could do this with a Prisma white and have it even more opaque. Or you can just use whatever white is in the set of pencils that you're using. Now this will work with any set of pencils that has a translucent neon set. I do know of a couple of different sets that have them, and I do know that there are neon sets available on Amazon as well that are just neons. So if you have a set of pencils that have a large number of neons in it, or even one or two neons, whether it's the orange, the yellow, usually they come with orange, yellow, green, pink, and blue, and possibly red sometimes depending on the size. Even the Fila colored pencils, which are quite an inexpensive set of pencils, has a good set of neon colors in there. So that is how we're going to do the ghosts. We're going to blend that out a little bit more as we go along with the other ghosts and that sort of thing. She is going to be done more in a purpley color. We're going to take a little bit more of an orange. And then we'll do her neons in kind of a pink. Like so. And it just gives a little bit of a shadow in the glow. Alright, I'm going to zoom you back out. So there we are started on our ghostly, ghouly Halloween glow. So this month we will be concentrating on this page and creating those glows, creating the different aspects of a ghostly apparition. All right, so with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope this has been at least a little bit educational, a little bit entertaining, if not informative. I do strongly suggest that you get yourself a set of neon colored pencils, not only for Halloween coloring, but for anything that you want to glow. It works great for Christmas lights. It works great for those glow-in-the-dark flowers that you find in caves. It works great for glow-in-the-dark mushrooms. There are all sorts of things that you can use your neon colors for that a lot of people don't think of. So keep neon colors available because they do work for all sorts of things. All right, guys, with that, thank you all very much for watching. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.